Hello and welcome to the morning show, teeing off with RevSportz. A very good morning to all of you present. This is me, Rohan Chaudhary, and we have a lot to discuss today. Yesterday, so close yet so far for India. That 5 runs defeat versus Australia. We thought India would finally reach the World Cup final, but yet it was something else. And to discuss, we have Trisha Ghoshal and Devashish Sen with us.
Good morning, Rohan. Good morning, Trisha.
Good
Good
morning.
morning,
Good
good
morning.
morning. But I don't think Trisha is having a good morning. We saw her getting so emotional yesterday. Uh, Coming to the match, so lack of lack of consistency for the team India because the day when Smriti Mandhana performs, Harman doesn't. Harman yesterday performed, Smriti didn't. 20, 25 runs, 30 runs from Smriti Mandhana would have been good. And thoughts that lack of consistency for India.
Absolutely. I think throughout the tournament, we have been discussing this. Smriti and Richa were the only girls performing. And with the ball, it
And
was Renuka. One of the matches, it was Deepthi. So it was all. And you know what? As you correctly said, that when two batters have performed and scored some almost close to 50, you need other batters. If you see the Australian 11, other batters have contributed 10, 20, 15.
yeah,
But, two batters from the Indian team will score almost 50, and the rest of the batters, phone numbers. That's it. That's not how you can win big matches, because if you look into the campaign, as we have repeatedly said, so ultimately you have ended your, all said and done, Rohan, ultimately you have ended your World Cup captain campaign winning against Pakistan, Ireland and West Indies, against the
that
two best sides, against the two top sides. You have faltered. I am not going to
absolutely
take this. I am happy we came close. No, I'm not happy we came close. In fact, I would have been happier if we had lost, lost by
exactly.
a bigger margin.
That's
You come
even
close. You cannot close out a match. No point.
yeah, that's even more painful. Like a dominating victory from Australia, we would have understood that yeah, they're a very good team. But I would come to Devashish on this. Uh, you told that you have thought that India would win. There was a situation that India would win, and suddenly the sudden change of the scenario of the game. Your thoughts that where did India actually lose out?
Yeah, obviously, the first and foremost reason would be that run out by Harman. Means it was unfortunate because they had the rhythm that time, and that shot by Jamie. And as Trisha was pointing out, that they required 12 runs out of and six. Still they had the match even after their dismissal. They still had the match in their hands. But then obviously Australia is pending that Ellis Perry boundary save. It was just outstanding. At 37 years, you throw your body full stretch and save a boundary. That shows the commitment and the athleticism of this Australian women's side, and that is what set them apart from the Indian team, because they constantly kept the pressure mounting on the Indian batters even after the dismissal of Harman. India had the match in their hands, but
Exactly.
then the fielding set both the sides apart. Rohan.
Absolutely. Coming to fielding, that catch miss and boundary from Shefali Verma and Australia, on the other hand, Ellis Perry, a 37 years old player, so much athletic, and those boundary saves, saving 2 runs, 3 runs, that made the difference. We lost by 5 runs. Thoughts, Trisha?
Yeah. First of all, I got to know Perry is 32 and not 37. So that
Okay.
that was a mistake
Sorry,
from
sorry,
our end.
that was a big mistake. Sorry.
Yeah. Having said that,
Yeah.
you know what?
Then also,
Yes, of course, the fielding was brilliant. 32, 37 just doesn't matter.
no,
Because
yeah,
do remember, even if she's 32, she has been playing for more than a decade.
yeah.
And
And
her
every
body
player
has
has
also
been
taken a lot of
having
wear and tear.
injuries, and every player has.
Absolutely. And Shafali is a 19-year-old. You know, it's just that all the players that misfielded yesterday, if you look at the players who misfielded, it was Smriti. Now, talking about Smriti, Smriti has taken a few good catches, but if you see, even in those catches, she was saving her hand, which is injured. even when yesterday also when she misfielded, she was just trying to, take her left hand away from the ball so that it doesn't hit in a wrong way. Harman missed a ball. Again, she had a taping. She was saving her. So everyone somehow was saving their injuries, which means they were not going full throttle. Shafali, that long on catch, why are you taking it right near your waist? We have always taken catches here. So there are
Yeah.
technical issues. There is a fielding coach. I have no idea exactly how are they working on it. What is their mentality? But good players in the sense big players who are going to be your brand ambassadors of the game. They are making mistakes. And Perry not once. Perry has done,
Yeah.
or Perry has saved runs throughout the match. And not only throughout this match, she has done it throughout her career. You know, today I was seeing a video in ICC's Instagram channel, Instagram profile. They had this in 2010. Perry had done it in 2020. In 2012 also she had. So in every World Cup, which basically means the commitment. Look at the commitment level from 2010 to 2023. For 13 years, the same person doing the same thing, and we can't do it in one World Cup. That is where I keep repeating, nobody has won my heart. We were poor. Yes, we challenged the Australians, but we didn't close the game.
And
Absolutely.
on this, I think we have one comment. Can we please have the comment from Boria Mujumdar? Mentality, CWG first game, again CWG final, and now isn't this a pattern? And we keep saying we are proud, but proud of what? We got ourselves in winning positions and made a mess of the chance. So who's gonna take it, Fisha?
Can I take it, Devashish, if you
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
mind? See, the thing is, I somehow feel that we have got into this whole victim mentality. There was a point of time when we had no infrastructure. There was a point of time when there was no money. And even then, uh, you know, you would see players like Mithali Raj, you would see players like Jhulan Goswami give it their all till the last moment.
yeah.
Yes, yes, Jemima scored a brilliant 40 odd, I think. Uh, Harman scored a brilliant 50 odd. If you do not stand there and finish the game. And Mithali was there. Irony is Mithali was there in the com box, and we were all hearing the commentary. She was going on saying, "Take the game deep, take the game deep." But Jemima and Harman didn't wait. And that's the mentality issue. You score your runs and you walk out is not going to help. One of Jemima or Harman, and this is also something that Mithali had mentioned in the commentary box, one of them now has to stay till the end. We have seen often that Indian batters have faltered this way. They have scored and then they haven't continued the innings. That's point one. Point two, the mentality that Boria has spoken about here. Of course, what are we proud of? We are proud of nothing. But the whole mentality is, oh, BCCI is not doing enough. BCCI,
BCCI has
somebody
done enough.
yesterday, exactly my point. Somebody yesterday was saying BCCI has not given a fielding coach. My point is Shafali Verma, Harmanpreet Kaur, Smriti Mandana have been playing in WPPL. They have had fielding coaches.
And
And
that
basic, if the
catch
ball is
was not
coming,
that difficult. That was just
that's
basic
what I'm
catch.
saying. And it's basic, yeah, Rohan.
Yeah,
If the ball is
yeah,
coming to
that's
you, all
basic.
you need to do is stop the ball. If the ball is going in between your legs and you're telling me I don't have a fielding coach, then you're just plain, it's just plain excuses. And we have got this habit. Once we lose, we can't criticize. We are always expected to, just credit the players. The moment you criticize, people jump at you. The moment you criticize, they're like, oh, you don't know, women's cricket doesn't get its due enough, which I agree. But are you trying to tell me that the 2005 team, which people don't even, half the people don't even know we were in the finals, they got more due than this team, that everyone is saying, oh, it was brilliant that we came close? Of course we are getting the due, we are getting the money, we are getting the support staff. Suddenly, after the entire campaign, when we lose yesterday, people have started pointing out that we don't have a head coach. Why find excuses? If you're wrong, you're wrong. If it didn't work out for you, it didn't work out. The mentality, the mentality of the batters of the players as such have to change, because I don't think they ever believed that we have come close. Because if they did, then I don't think Harmanpreet would have said the word unlucky 10 times in the,
Yeah,
uh,
there's
uh, post-match conference, that we were unlucky, we were unlucky. I don't think everything is luck. Are you trying to tell me that Perry was lucky that she saved that boundary? No. She was committed till the last ball of the game.
and talking about commitment, we know the backstory of Jhulan Goswami, Mitali Raj, traveling by train with not even reservation seats. So can you
And where
just
was the money? Where was the recognition? Nothing. They did it for the country. They did it for their passion. The entire
yeah?
point is, I don't, I think the women's game will develop the more we talk about it, the more we criticize. And by criticism, nobody is
and
saying that you have to be rough. It's constructive.
and not romanticizing defeat.
Absolutely. Oh, we are, I'm telling you, that's what I said. We love playing the victim card. We have got used to playing the victim card. At one point, we were the victim. Now we aren't. So we should, wake up, smell the coffee, and try and better ourselves.
Coming to you, Devashish, do you think India lost to mentality, like the comeback mentality? We saw it in the Hockey World Cup. We just covered the tournament. We saw the champions, Germany. They were behind by 2 goals, back-to-back games, quarterfinal, semi-final, and they came back the 2 goals defeat and won the match and ultimately become the champion. So that's the winning mentality, and that what India lacks and Australia has. What made the difference. Your thoughts?
To some extent, yes, but then winning is a habit. See, until and unless you start winning, then it's all about habit. Because you take top teams like Australia, they have been winning tournaments. They have been winning ICC events, be it men's cricket or women's cricket. So, and obviously, talking about the Indian team, Indian women's team, I somehow disagree, because this every player, when they play for the country, they give out their best. And when it comes to commitment, because when you put where that India jersey, it has to be earned. No one gives you in a platter the Indian jersey. It has to be earned. So maybe, yes, maybe the Indian women's team need a finisher. Take the instance of Richa Ghosh. She won matches, which important matches she failed miserably. So after the dismissal of Jemima and Harmanpreet, you needed a finisher, and it was a perfect opportunity for Richa Ghosh and Dipti Sharma to take the match home, which was
Even
not the case.
Sneha Anand, when she
Yes,
got the chance.
it was asking too much from him, because she was not in the tournament. Remember, and she was
No.
drafted into the side only after Pooja Vastrkar got ruled out. So I for one feel that it's about mentality. It's about that killer punch, which is that X factor you have to require. It's not about lucky or being unlucky, which Trisha has pointed out that Harmanpreet in the press conference, that has been highlighted everywhere, that run out was the most unlucky thing that to have happened. But let's put it this way, because we did not have that finisher. We did not have that X factor. We did not have that player who can take you home even after the top players did not click. So every day a Sriti Mandana will not win you matches, or every day a Harmanpreet Kaur or a Jemima Rodriguez will not win you matches. This was a perfect opportunity to finish the match. So because the momentum was rested back, that partnership between Jemima and Harman rested back the initiative that we lost initially after losing those 3 early wickets. But you need a finisher. That is what is lacking. So take the instance of the men's team. We do have the finisher now, but again the same thing. We choke. Let's put it straight away that we the choker stack should be put on the Indian team, both men's and women's team, irrespective of ICC events, because on big occasions, on pressure situations, you need to have that X factor. You need to have that player who can bail you out of the trouble of the. See, uh, it's a thin line between winning a tournament and uh, being the happy loser. So I think India needs a finisher. India needs someone who possesses that X factor to take the team home.
I completely agree
Absolutely.
with Devashish on one point, that we are happy losers. We are satisfied losers. That's the problem.
The
You
tragic
know what we
heroes.
are satisfied? If you go through Twitter feeds, if you see all the fans, Where my problem is, I'm not questioning the player's commitment, but my point is, if you cannot finish a game, I'm sorry, but you are there to finish a game. You have to finish the game, and it's not like the players don't know. And when it comes to fans, all I'm saying is, don't be happy with it. And you can question, you can question without being abusive. Say, for example, what Shafali did to Mooney was not required. Get out. That was not
Absolutely.
required. You don't need to abuse. And especially when you have yourself dropped a catch. Same way, you don't need
And
to
this,
keep writing that, we are
and
proud of you
this
because you came.
youngster.
Absolutely. And the point is, I think what Debashish is saying, what I am saying, and what we are repeatedly saying is, we are happy that we came close. We are always happy that we came close. The
Yeah,
day we won't be happy, but we will be hungry to finish it. And not only, as what I feel, as fans, as journalists, as people working in the sports broadcast, it is our responsibility not to be satisfied and to stay hungry. You don't need to misbehave for that. You don't need to do anything, but constructive criticism absolutely is needed. Everybody is blaming Deepti Sharma. Got it. What did the rest of the team do? Smriti
absolutely.
Mandana. When was the last semi-final, final, knockout game that Smriti Mandana stood up and played? She didn't. There was no big score from her. And Smriti is your best batter. Are you telling me that's fine? You're sitting and saying that's fine because we came close? Yes, we came close, but we didn't cross the line. To take cue from Boria, nobody remembers number 4. And nobody cares.
Absolutely. Nobody.
All your life, you can be number 4. Nobody will care.
Even number two, I keep on repeating this example of Lionel Messi. He's my favorite, my idol. He has lost the Copa final, he has lost the World Cup final. He retired and then came back and won everything. That's the mentality. We saw that in
Absolutely.
Australia.
And look at what has happened to Ronaldo. People,
Yeah.
that is what happens when you become number 2, number 3, number
Mm.
4. People start questioning you. I mean, people questioning Ronaldo. That shows what you're not number 1. If you're not number 1,
Yeah.
you're not number 1. You haven't. There's no
Even
podium finish
when
for you.
Messi lost the World Cup final, nobody praised him. Yes, he has reached the final, but nobody cares. You have reached the final, you have lost the
Exactly.
final. You win it
Absolutely.
and
See,
then
it's
you
one day.
become.
Rohan, what happens when you are a semi-finalist loser, which means you are all 3 or 4, right?
Yeah.
The point here is, when you are 3 or 4, we will talk about you for one day. Tomorrow we'll forget. But had you won the cup, we are still talking about the under 19 women's team because they got us
Exactly.
the ICC trophy.
Exactly.
Sports is about that. And that is why sports persons are put on a pedestal. You and I aren't. So if you are put on a
Absolutely.
pedestal, you better take care and better perform that way.
Absolutely. And my last question on this match would be: we have talked, we have lost it here, we have lost it here. According to you both, what was the main turning point? The Harmanpreet run out or that save, that boundary save from Ellis Perry? Srisha first.
Well, I shook my head, and I think I'm very clear in my head that two places where we lost and they won. One, of course, Ellis Perry in the field, and not only those 2 runs. I'm repeating again. I think
Yeah.
yesterday
No,
itself,
that
7-8
was a
runs
vital
Perry saved.
moment.
And that exactly, that's what I'm saying. So one, that was the moment. The other thing which I think has been least spoken about is the Jess Jonathan 19th over. In 2 overs we needed 20, which was chaseable, but one Jess Jonathan over and it straight away goes 16 of the last over, which makes it
Yeah.
obviously way more difficult. So while yes, Perry definitely, but I think the biggest turning point was the Jess Jonathan 19th over. She has been there, she has done it.
And that is
See,
the most vital over of the
can you
match.
see the pattern? We have been there, we have choked, and we do it all the time. Jess Jonathan, on the other hand, has bowled such 19th overs in her career for decades now.
Devashish, your thoughts? Main
Yeah,
turning point?
obviously I would for me the biggest turning point has to be that Jamie dismissal. There was no needed for that shot, that ram shot, because
Exactly.
had she stayed on for another 3-4 overs, then it would have been a lot more easier for India to chase it. Because at that time the asking rate was 7, 43
Ah,
needed of 6 overs. So all you needed was to be at the crease, and there was no needed for that shot. Well, obviously, at the heat of the moment, you play that shot because he has scored runs playing that ram shot previously as well. But see, as Luck would say, obviously for me that has to be the turning point of the match, because the momentum was back with the Indian team. They were putting a good, decent partnership. The momentum was back with the team, and then to lose out the way in the manner in which she played that shot. But all said and done, means the all we need to do is to try and figure out. Obviously, the WPL will start. People will start talking about a WPL in 1 month's time. Hardly people will remember anything, as is the case with the men's team. Does anyone speak about the men's team's performance in the T20 World Cup in Australia? No one, because we have been winning test series, we have been winning bilateral series, and people are harping on it. Ah, come on, Rohit Sharma and his team has done so wonderful things. But the mentality has to change. The mentality has to change, because if you look at the men's team as well, we lost against South Africa, we lost against England in the semi-final, two best teams. So, and the same applies to the women's team as well. We lost against um,
England and Australia.
England and Australia, two best teams. So the mentality, that X factor is missing somehow, and the choker stack. Until and unless we come out of this choker stack, we keep winning ICC tournaments. Means obviously, but as I said, as I've been trying to point out, is that people will forget. People will
I would,
remember. Yeah,
yeah, I would add something that Guriada yesterday said, that T20 World Cup final gave a boost to the IPL. A win yesterday would have given a massive boost to the WPL also. Because I would say that my sister was watching the match yesterday, and when I came back home, yes, she was upset. She has an exam today, and but she was watching the match. But this thing, that a massive victory like that, what mindset that would have inculcated in her, that she would have followed women's cricket a lot more if that was the way.
Exactly, Rohan. If you're a women's cricket fan, you would know we have always fought this, and I'm saying this as a women's cricket fan solely. That there, the moment you say why do people not watch women's cricket, there are a lot of comments you'll get that women don't win, and that is why yesterday's loss is hurting me more.
Yeah.
If I'm not happy, that is the reason, because I'm tired of answering this and I want my team to answer that, and unfortunately my team hasn't.
remember, and did you notice the amount of following, means on Twitter, on social media, everyone was watching the women's semi-final yesterday.
Exactly.
Means even someone who has not followed women's cricket keenly was also glued to the TV sets or to their mobile phones,
Because
because
right now we have a buzz of the
yes,
WPL
because
also, so
it was such an opportunity for India to
this was very important basically. Yeah.
yeah, that is what was missing. And uh, until and unless your national team, as you have rightly pointed out, until and unless your national team does well, means obviously Indian cricket will always be popular. Let's put it, because they're the richest board. We have the money, we have the advertisements, we have the following, such a big audience. So Indian cricket will thrive irrespective if we lose or we win. But to take that giant step, means obviously all good things have happened in women's cricket in last 1 month, winning that under 19 World Cup, the WPL, the auctions, and now the WPL started. But that one thing that we haven't won an ICC event, but we haven't, and that this was a perfect opportunity,
Exactly.
winning against Australia, one of the giants in women's cricket, winning that against Australia and making it to the finals, and that would have set, means then everyone would have looked at India. Come on, that this they have done it. So this again, that disappointment.
uh just to add, you know what, Rohan, we have always had individual heroes, but say for example a 2003 in men's team, we had number of heroes in that team, but that team played as a team and won as a team, whatever little more what. I'm not going to the number of matches. Same goes with the 2017, that era women's team. There was Smriti, there was Mithali, there was Harman, there was Julian Goswami. All of them performing together. Ultimately, it's a team sport. We can
Exactly.
have as many individual heroes as we want, but until and unless the entire team stands up, we are never going to have those coveted trophies in our cupboard.
And I would just like to take back to Trisha 2003 World Cup. We had a sports psychologist in Shandy Gordon who gave the
Absolutely.
tagline "Now or Never." I still remember it's etched in my memory. Now or never. Maybe this is the right tag for the Indian men's and women's team. Now or never. We start winning ICC
Absolutely.
tournament because the big ICC World Cup is coming up in a few months' time in October, November in India. So that will be a perfect opportunity for Rohit and his boys to just go out there and win that trophy. See, winning
Absolutely.
bilateral trophies or winning series after series, 15 series, dominance, it's all good. But to win a World Cup, that is what matters. Means it's the
Absolutely.
perfect word now or never. Maybe this is the right word at the moment for fits the Indian women's cricket and men's cricket at this hour.
Absolutely. It's now or never. We have to start winning ICC trophies. Otherwise, all the investments, all the infrastructures, all the sponsorships just doesn't work.
Exactly. So can we please have some comments? We have the comments. We got
Okay.
some comments, but I think there's some technical issues. So we
Can
have
I
the
read them out?
yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah. So Raja Basu says our team lack basics, poor fitness and fielding. These things can be improved. Need power hitter. Bowling was poor. Too many loose balls. Raja, I think even Australia gave us loose balls, right, Devashish? Why don't you take it up?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I think,
Maybe the
yeah,
fitness aspect. See,
exactly.
maybe because the athleticism, that was the difference between the Australian team and the men's team, and the women's team. It,
Right. Akash Yadav says team coach should also be responsible. You want two more lower order hitters with Richa Ghosh so that they can hit some sixes when required. All big team has got power hitters lower down the order. They have. I think all big teams not only power hitters, they have got power hitting all rounders down the order.
Exactly. So if one fails, the other performs. That's what we were missing.
Absolutely. Akash Yadav, last 21 T20 matches, Australia lost only one match. It means their depth is incredible. Yeah, I remember yesterday, I think Shopnil or Rahul, somebody from our team was asking me that England bats till 9. Is it the same for Australia? And I remember I had given a smirk and said, no. Australia bats till number 11, which is true. Either number 11 can win a match for them. So, and one last comment. This is for you, Devashish. Boria Majumdar says Neeraj Chopra is an example. Olympic gold, and see how revered he is. Do you remember Joydeep Karmakar? He came a credible fourth.
fourth and
Kunjarani Devi,
by a
Deepa
whisker, by a
Karmakar.
whisker. Yes,
Neeraj is a revolution. He changed sport. Of course. Your
absolutely,
We
Devashish.
have so many
absolutely,
force. No?
absolutely.
If
That is
four
what
had a medal, we would have
that
got
champion's
so many.
mindset. I keep telling time and again that champion mindset is what all that is missing with the Indian team. Means when it comes to team sport like cricket, be it the men's team or the women's team, a champion mindset that to do well in an ICC event. Means that killer punch, that X factor, the champions luck, it's all required. Means it's not that about winning games, but winning crucial games, winning pressure games to just step step across the line. I mean, that is all that was missing. And we have the examples that, and Neeraj Chopra is the perfect example, being the champion, and that's the reason. As Trisha was pointing out last night, this Sania Mirza, she's a champion as well in her own right, and that is the reason she was drafted in as the mentor of the RCB. So perhaps you needed the champions like maybe get in a sports psychologist. Maybe something is that going wrong with the mentality, with the approach. Means obviously these players they're all experienced. They have been playing WBBL. They have been playing the international cricket for
They
so
have
long.
had exposure. They
Yeah,
have
so
had
all
exposure.
all Indian, it's a rich board. So all maybe it's high time that we get in a sports psychologist for a big ICC events. Maybe that killer factor, that killer punch, that is somewhat missing.
Um, Rohan, I need to go for an interview.
Sure,
We
sure,
have a
sure.
special interview lined up. But before going, can I say something? I suddenly remembered, we call it the finishing touch, right? What is a finishing touch? When you have done a painting, the last bit where you make it from a painting to a piece of art. We did the painting part yesterday, and we have done it previously in 2017, in 2005, in 2013 ICC men's trophy. We have not made it an art, and that's why we don't have a trophy in the cabinet. I'll see you guys in the evening. I'll see you
Rightly
guys
said.
also in the evening. As of now,
Absolutely.
I'm going, and all I can say is the person whom we are going to record the interview with
Is a champion.
is a champion, and we were talking about injuries. He had 103 degrees fever, yet he was there.
And won the
Bye,
gold.
guys.
Thank you. And in the evening also, we'll have the pre-show from studio of the second semi-final, England South Africa. We'll have Shubhan Chakraborty from the ground, and we have Devashish Sen and Boria Majumdar and Trisha Ghoshal also from the studio. South Africa playing the first time in the semi-finals of an ICC trophy. How big of an event that will be for them, and in the home ground.
And obviously, it will be a huge, huge occasion for South Africa. Obviously, this will be the first time that they are into the semi-finals of an ICC event at home. At home, let me put it this way. This would so what an occasion will it be, playing at home in front of the home crowd. Obviously, England will be the favorites as far as the match is concerned, but then it will be a huge, huge occasion for the Proteas women's side. Means to be playing a semi-final of an ICC event for the first time at home in front of the home ground, and what an atmosphere will it be at the Newlands Cricket Stadium. Obviously, much to look forward to the report that Subhan Chakravarti sends us, because uh, I think tonight will be a full house, because two top teams going against each other, and South Africa playing at home. It will be a huge occasion for the home team.
Absolutely. And we'll have the pre-match show. Shubhan Chakraborty will be sending us the fans videos. He will join us live from the stadium. I will have lots to discuss on the match. We'll meet you there, Devashish, and
Thank you, Ron. Thank you
thank you for
very much.
joining. Thank you for joining. And we'll have the pre-match show of the second semi-final. And to continue with the show, we have the FIFA Women's World Cup coming up in Australia and New Zealand from July 20th, and the 32 teams have been and we have the 32 teams ready, and 7 teams are the first time they will be playing in the tournaments, like Vietnam, Portugal, Panama, and Zambia, and and Morocco. So there are 7 teams that will be participating for the first time ever in the FIFA Women's World Cup. And that's all for now. We'll come back tomorrow with more stories, and do follow us our social medias. We have brilliant pieces lined up for you on our website, written pieces, and lots from South Africa as well. So that's all for now. Keep watching, and we'll be back tomorrow. Thank you.